Programming with Vishnu. Today we are going to see another problem in LeetCode75 series, kids with greatest number of candies. So let's understand the question. So they're saying in the question there are n number of kids. Okay, there are n number of kids and each kid have kind of some candies, like one kid have 3 candies, another kid have 5 candies, like that. So that candies is given in the form of array. Okay, and also there are some extra candies. Okay, consider as example there are 5 kids. Okay, so consider as array, first kid have 4 candies, second kid have 3 candies, third kid have 5 candies, fourth kid have 2 candies, fifth kid have 6 candies. So the element in array, each element represents how many candies a kid have. Okay, then consider extra, there are 2 candies. For example. So what they are saying, suppose if this extra candies is given to a kid, suppose if it is given to a kid, to the first one, he will become 6. Whether that time this kid will become who have the more candies considered among the class. That means this kid who have the 6th, it has to be have more number of candies among the class, among the kids. Okay, then you can return a true. Okay, that's what. So what they are saying, we have a n kids and as an array which is representing the each kid have how many candies, and we have extra candies. When you have extra candies is given to a kid, whether he will become like kid with greatest number of candies among all the kids. Okay, this is what. Okay, let's see with example. So here for this, so like this we have to check for every kid, we have to give extra candies for every kid, and we have to check whether he is the top among all the kids or not. If top, we have to give true, otherwise we have to do false. So how we are going to return this? In the list form. So for the first kid, whether true or not, we will write add in the list, then suppose false, then true, like that we need to return a list. Okay, see, we need to return a list of booleans. Then how we are going to solve it? Okay, let's see the same example. Now there are 5 kids. Okay, n equal to 5. Okay, extra candies you have 2. Okay, now the array is 4, 3, 5, 6, 2. Okay, so now for this you need to have one list. You have to create one list to store the values. I am naming this list as a result list. Okay, now I am giving extra candies to the first kid. So first kid, 4 plus 2, he will have 6 candies. Okay, now what I need to check? I need to check this 6 candies is the greatest among the kids. So what I will check? First, 6 greater than 3, true. 6 greater than 5, true. 6 greater than 6 means 6 and 6 both are equal. So still he is only, both are among. So you have to check like equal also. You can consider equal also, greatest only. So this is also true. Next, 6 is greater than 2, yes, true. So there is no other kid who have more than 6. So that means first one is true. Okay, in the same way again, now see, now I am giving this extra 2 candies to the second kid. Okay, now it will become 5. 5 is greater than 4, yes, true. 5 greater than or equal to 5, true. 5 greater than 6, false. So here the kid is there with more than 5 candies. That means if you give extra candies also for the second kid, he will not become the top. So that means it is false. Okay, next for the third kid. For the third kid, if you give extra candies to 5 plus 2, 7. So 7 is greater than 4, true. 7 is greater than 3, true. 7 is greater than 6, true. 7 is greater than 2, true. So 7 is the top in among the kids, then so it is true. So next for the fourth kid, if you give extra 2 candies, then it will become 8. 8 is also greatest among the all, so it is true. Suppose if you give next person 2 candies, it is 4. 4 is not greater than 6, also 5, so it is false. So you need to return this to the result, means true, false, true, true, false. Okay, so now what you are doing, every time you are adding extra candies to one person, then you are going to check with all the students. Means suppose what you are doing here, understand the thing, 4, 3, 2, 5, 6. What you are doing, you are adding extra candies, then you are checking with each person. Again you are adding here extra candies, you are checking with each person. That means how you can write here for this approach. Okay, let's write the code. Now see here, I am creating a one list of a boolean like result, okay, then you have to iterate. So see, I am just checking, I am taking one boolean variable check to check whether it has the more candies or not. First I am taking it as a true, boolean check. By default I am taking it as a true. Then I am have to iterate between the students, right? So I am writing outer loop int I equal to 0. Okay, I less than candy. This is the array. So we have to take less than candies dot length. Okay, then I plus plus. Now see here, when you add a candies for the first person, you have to go to the other person. You have to check with everyone. Then again, if you then means you have to check for each element. You have to check with other all elements. So what we can do here, we can write one more for loop inside for int j equal to 0, j less than, it has to go, or it has to check all the array, total array it has to check, and j plus plus. Now observe here, what we have to check? We have to check when we give extra candies to the first person, whether first kid, whether he is top among all the kids, means that we have to compare. Now observe here, we are writing if condition. If I give extra candies, here is their extra candies value. If I give extra candies to the person, who is the person? Candies of I, means okay, candies of I. Okay, what I have to check, whether this is greatest or not. Okay, suppose if extra candies given to the person is less than a candidate. Okay, now see a kid, candies of J. What condition here I write in here, like I will tell you. Now observe here, first what I written, the first, this is okay, this is I value 4 plus extra candies. I am checking whether it is less than of any of this value, whether like 3 or 2 or 5 or 6. Suppose if it is less than, then I am going to make this check. Then I am going to make this check equal to false. Suppose if anywhere this condition is not satisfied, means nowhere when you give a candies to the kid with extra candies is not less than of any kid, so then it is not going to false, then it will be true. So then what I am doing, I am going to result our list result dot add check, result dot add check, sorry. Okay, so I am adding the boolean. Next again I am making check equal to true, because suppose if it is happen here, again it is going to be false, right? Again I am making default value as a true. Now then I am returning result. Okay, return result. Okay, let's execute this code. See, it is accepted all the test cases. Now submit it. Okay, now observe here, it is taken 2 milliseconds. There are people who have solved in 1 millisecond. Okay, now what we have to do, this is the naive approach. Okay, this is the naive approach. So for this, whatever we written the code, what is the time complexity? So what we did, how to calculate time complexity, we written one for loop. Okay, then inside that we written one more for loop. So that means if this for loop is running n times, for each of one element this is going to be, that means n into n. That means we go of n square time complexity. We go of n square time complexity. If you want, you can check here also, like you can just click here, analyze time complexity. Okay, I don't have. So it will show we go of n square. Okay, we go of n square. So suppose if this question is ask you in interview, the interview will ask you, is there anything that we can do in less time? Means anything is their best approach? Yes, we have. We can do this one in big O of n time only. Observe how. First understand one thing. Let's take an example. There is a class. In class there are 10 students are there. Okay, a class 10 students. I mean there are 10 kids are there in a class. 10 kids are there in a class. Like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So in this class, the topper is 5th kid. The topper is 5th kid. He have 98 marks. He have 98 marks. Suppose here the first kid have 92 marks. Suppose if teacher come and give extra 5 marks to the first student, he will become 97. Suppose if you want to check whether he is the topper of the class after him get extra marks. So what he will do? He will go to every student and he will check whether I am greater than you or greater than you. I mean whether my marks are greater than your marks or not. No. He will directly go and he will check with the topper. Okay. He will check whether 97 is greater than 98 or not. So what he is doing? First is finding who is the topper, then is comparing his marks with the topper. The same way consider, here kids are same. Consider instead of marks, he has a Candies. He has a Candies. Suppose if the teacher given extra Candies, who will check? Whoever have more Candies at that time, he will going to check. That means what we are going to do? First we are going to find out which kid have more Candies. Means in the array we are going to find out the largest number. That means which kid have more Candies. Then we are going to compare with this largest number. That time what will happen? How you will write a code? You will write a code, one for loop to find out max Candies. Again then you write one more for loop to iterate to check whether the extra Candies given kid is more than max Candies or not. That means here big O of n, here big O of n, means big O of n plus big O of n, means 2 big O of n. That means like constants are known, that means you can solve in big O of n time complexity. Okay, that means what is the first thing you have to do? In array you have to find out what is the largest number. Then you have to compare whether largest is greater than extra plus current Candies. If it is greater than or equal to, if it is equal, then you are going to true. Otherwise you are going to make false. Okay, let's see this approach. Okay, so here I am going to keep the same way. Observe here I am removing this is not required. So I have taken one list of boolean which is result, so which is I am going to return. First what I am checking, see I am considering here, I am declaring one variable int max equal to first, considering first kid only have more candies, means 0, like in the position 0 for the first kid. So what I am checking, if candies with other kid is greater than the kid will have max candies, then I am going to replace max equal to candies of I. So here what we'll get? Here we'll get max candies number. Okay. Now I have max candies. Then what I am going to do? I am going to iterate like the same kids with the by using for loop. Okay. What I am going to check here? I am going to check whether kids with the candies after they given extra candies. Okay, see, I am adding here extra candies to the kid. If candies, okay, instead of this, what we can do here is simply we can just directly we can add to the list result dot add. Okay, to remove confusion and just okay. See what I am doing here? I calculating candies plus extra candies. If candies plus extra candies are greater than or equal to the max, greater than or equal to the max means if suppose it's not equal or greater than, what will happen? False. So it will add false. If it is greater than or equal, what will happen? It is going to be true. So I am directly adding the condition. So the condition whether give true or false. So that is the boolean value. Then I am going to return result. Now let me run this code. Okay. Now observe here this is done. Let me submit it. Before it is 2 milliseconds. Okay. Now see, it is beated all the solutions. This is 0 millisecond, 100%. Okay. This is the way you can optimize your code. First, always think how we can solve any problem with naive approach. Understand the problem, then you can going to optimize it. I hope everyone understood. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you.